Okay, we're out here on Thunder Bay. It's the bay on Lake Superior where the city of Thunder Bay is.
I got you.
We're looking at the Ursula. It's a FedNav freighter. Way in the background is Thunder Bay.
That'll be a nice.
We're gonna head out to the Welcome Islands and check out one of the islands, and then we're gonna do a little harbor tour. There's Pie Island over in the distance. This is Welcome Island C, what I call Bird Island. Out in the distance there, that's the Sleeping Giant. It's the Samuel Risley, Canadian Coast Guard ship. Tending buoys and everything ready in the spring. Well, we're just coming in the Mission River entrance. There's three entrances: Mission, McKellar, and the Kaministiquia. And they just form like a delta islands. The hydro building there, Ontario Hydro. That's the coal run plant that's going to get converted to pellets or something like that. Got some elevators over here. A couple boats in there. We'll go take a look. Okay, these are the Cargill elevator on the left, and we got the Federal something or other in there. And the one on the right, Algoma to Discovery, Algoma line boat. I believe this is the Mission elevator. And that's the Ontario Hydro plant. This is the old Valley Camp. They don't use this anymore. An old lumber place. Can't remember the name of it. Somebody owns it, but it's falling apart, falling down. I believe these are the Petrocan oil tanks. Just onto the Cam River now. We're just heading up a bit. The old foundations. There used to be elevators lining this whole river system, both sides. We're gonna head up to the swing bridge here. This is the old Fort William elevator. It's not used anymore. And Western number 10, it's still used occasionally. So this is the old James Street Swing Bridge. Big controversy. They closed it after a fire. And they haven't wanted to open it. That's CN. The city's been fighting them. The Native Reserve has been fighting them. It used to be heavily used, but it's been closed for over a year.
Back in the day this thing used to pivot on that? Used to turn?
Still does.
Still does?
Yeah. We got SWAT up there. The SWAT's guarding the bridge. This is down where the fire was. You can see the burned timbers, and I guess it came up to the deck.
This is the Lieutenant News. This is the one where they shut down?
Yeah. Oh,
They're fighting for the last year and a half or whatever. They had a big fire October.
this is the one.
This is Pierre Gagnier's dock. That's the old one of the old ministry fishing boats. We're just coming up here on the Jackknife Bridge. Traffic used to go over to the island on the upper deck, but that was taken out a few years back. The bridge still opens.
Well, you're going to get your head bumped. Sit down.
Yeah, I don't think that was clear.
What?
Kind of hard if you don't back up.
Well, it's kind of hard on the antenna. What bridge is that? What bridge is this one?
Jackknife, I think.
We're just coming up to the old Sass Pool 8. It's not in business anymore. It used to be a big structure on here. It burned down a few years back. Well, this is the other lift bridge that separates Mission Island and McKellar Island. That's the Mission River that runs down there out to Lake Superior. We're just coming along the dock now. They were down in the Fort William end, the Cam River. Just coming up to the James Whalen tug. I believe it was built in 1905. Did a lot of ice breaking in this port, and at one point was sold out to Quebec, and they got it back and refurbished it, and now it's just on display down here.
Somebody's got a paint Batman on the side of it.
This is the old Wolf River boat. Used to ply the waters around here. Owned by Gravel Lake Tugs. It's just been sitting here for years now. This is all that's left of the old riverboat tug F.A. Johnson. Used to be 100 feet long, used to have a big tall superstructure. It's all being scrapped. So this is the Thunder Bay Coal Terminal. This is Kiefer Terminal. A bunch of warehouses, they store all kinds of parts and stuff. This is the old CSL Tadoussac. It's in layup this year. Ran up until last year. That's the bow thruster blades. We got the Point Valor tug coming out here. Must be going out to escort one of the salties out or in. And there goes the Glenada heading out to join the Point Valor. They must be going over to take the FedNav boat out. So we're at the Coast Guard station here. This is the old P&H elevator. That's the Robert W up there and the Rosalie D around the corner there. Many years ago we took a Rosalie D across to Isle Royale to go diving, and it's aptly named the Rosalie D because she rolls pretty good. And the Robert W up there, an old logging tug from up on Long Lac area. United Grain Growers M, that's a derelict elevator, not used anymore. This is Agricor S, it's not used anymore, except for dock space for Thunder Bay Tug Services. Got a train pulling out there. Viterra A and Viterra B in the background. The old Saskatchewan wheat pools. There's coming up here towards the ore dock. The old iron ore dock, built back in, I think, 1944 or 45, something like that. Used to ship a lot of ore out of here from the Atikokan and Steep Rock mines. Viterra B, we got Canada Malting. I'm not sure if Canada Malting is operational anymore. The old Manitoba. Pool 4, I believe, that's closed. Oh, Pool 3, it says 3 right on it. And the old dock out here, or the rail, not a dock, but a little trestle where the rail cars used to be backed out to. Several times they've been pushed right off the end into the water. The old Manitoba Pool 3. Got some old old radium barges here. These came down from Northwest Territories. Well, this is down at the end of the old door dock. The tracks used to come off the top here.
Came down here and
This is now Pierre Gagne property. It looks like he's painted up the Pat D. That tug's been around. Used to be owned out in Fort Francis and Northwestern Ontario further. Old workboat, crane. 1944. And that's the ore dock. So this is the old northern woods. They used to make creosote lumber here. Not in operation anymore. So this is the marina downtown Port Arthur, which is Thunder Bay. Port Arthur and Fort William amalgamated back in 1970, I believe. Those are the new apartment buildings. Those are our $1 million steel beacons.
Press a button, Rob, and they talk to you.
That's the government building right there. And right in front of it is the old CN rail station, built in 1905. We got the Prince Arthur Hotel there on the left, and the Hydro building, which used to be the old Whaling building, built in 1903, I think, on the right. It's clouded over now. It used to be nice and sunny. I'm going to head out there to the lighthouse, check it out. Well, this is the main entrance to Thunder Bay Harbor. It's not used anymore. This is the Thunder Bay Lighthouse. Way back in the late 70s, I believe, a ship actually ran into right at that exact spot. Sat there for a few days.
Look after it.
bunch of sailboats out here today. It's pretty calm for sailing. Well, this is the old Kinghorn elevator. It's been abandoned for many, many years. It's right beside the abandoned, or not abandoned, but the Great West timber. Used to make lumber, and it's been closed for quite a few years now. We're heading down to the Current River area, north end of the city basically. Coming up here on the Richardson elevator. It's still in operation. Now these two elevators used to be pool A and B. Can't remember the exact name of them. Then they turned into 4 and 5. And in 1945, one of them suffered an explosion. And in 1951, another one suffered an explosion. In, I think it was the earlier one, 1945, this red one here suffered a green explosion, and I think maybe 8 or 9 people died in it. One guy was actually blown out of the upper annex there, down into the hold of a ship. These ones have been derelict for many, many years. This is Vitera C elevator in Current River. A whole bunch of geese leaving. It's still in operation.
Greek names, eh? Lots of vowels in there.
there's the current river coming down. A couple fishing tugs at the docks there. Going over, this is the old port chip crane. This is the old dry dock here.
Are they draining Boulevard this year? That's what they're cut scrap day. Have you been there? Is Boulevard full of water now?
Is this where they used to repair ships or build them or what?
Yeah, both. They used to build ships and then they used to repair them in the last while.
They built a lot of stuff during the war here.
Did they?
Minesweepers and stuff, yeah, back in its heyday.
Yeah.
I worked here in the 80s too. There was still
That's the
a bunch of ship repair.
pump house there where they pump the water in and out. The dry dock gate right there.
Still got the gate there, eh?
The crane used to move up and down there. One time it even fell into the dry dock. Nobody was killed. Holds a big 730-foot lake ship. That's the dry dock gate. Capable of pumping water into it and then pumping it out, sinking it in place. And then they'd pump all the water out of the dry dock. Some of the old buildings there. They've torn down some of the old buildings before.
Like the welding, pure oxygen, like they used to use for cutting torches. They leaked, filled it up.
That's looking back down out the dry dock.
What, took the plane over?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened to Lay Silman. Was it, John?
It was maybe last year.
Got a float plane base here, and if you can see back through the middle there, all the pile of rubble, that's what's left of the old provincial paper mill. They've demolished that. There's just a few office buildings left on it. This is another float plane base right here. I think it's a Northern Outfitter. Okay, so this is the old Thunder Bay Abitibi mill. We're a little further down the lake here, right beside Bear Point Water. That's our water plant. We get the water from Lake Superior. We got an old lumber barge in here.
We loaded off the front here. This is the back of it.
Nice big lumber barge. Hasn't been used in many years. The old Thunder Bay Abitibi paper mill. Hasn't been used in years either. Okay, so that was our tour of the Thunder Bay Harbor. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll catch you on the next one.